What's up, YouTube? I'm Showcase Shogun, aka Shotgun Shogun, aka Shotgun Shogun opening up figures for his showcase. Welcome to the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. We're opening up a Megahouse figure. You know what it is? Oh, that's right. It's Carrot. Hell yeah, I'm excited for this one. So this is a pop, the Portrait of Pirates, Carrot. For those of you who are not familiar, Carrot is from the... Well, she's in Wano now, but she is a One Piece character. Bunny girl. Very excited. Very cute. One of the non-standard characters, but then again, when it comes to One Piece, they have a lot of figures for characters that you're like, wait, why did they make a figure of this? Like, there's one where it's like they made a figure of like a jailer from Impel Down. It was only in like one episode, and you're like, they made a whole figure for this, but it doesn't matter because I like waifus, and this is a bunny waifu. And she's cute and adorable in the story. So when I found out that they had a figure of her, I was like, let's go, boys. Absolutely. Now, typically I open Fate figures because the vast majority of my collection is Fate. But also a very big One Piece fan. So, yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. Very cute character. The box, very standard. Your open front, your sides. Nothing on the back here, but it does show the figure. You've got the figure on multiple sides here. It's going to be a pretty straightforward Carrot figure. But again, this is a Megahouse figure. And this is also the Portrait of Pirates, which most of the Portrait of Pirates One Piece figures that I've had the pleasure of either getting myself or opening or selling have all been really high quality, so not bad. I believe that this one was 125-ish, I think 125 to 150, which is pretty standard price for a figure, a Megahouse figure of this size and of this quality. So we're going to get into this. The box, actually one of the things too that I just noticed and I liked is this right here, the name, it's raised, so it feels nice. I know, not really that big of a thing, but something I noticed. It's the little things. It's the little things that matter sometimes. It's the little things that matter at the end of the day. When you're running your hand across a figure box and you go, oh, hey, that's raised text right there. Let's go. Just adds that extra little bit of feels to the overall experience, right? So, one interesting thing to point out here is you can have your bunny girl Carrot with or without gloves. Do you like normal hands, or are you borderline furry? You get to choose. Now, even with the gloves on, I will say that this falls outside of the spectrum of you are a furry. Because if you look at the spectrum, because there is a spectrum on whether or not finding this character attractive makes you a furry or not, definitely exists. It definitely exists. Now, you could argue that putting these big furry gloves on would potentially cross that border, but these are just gloves. They can just come off, meaning that really all she has is the ears. Now, we're talking about the base. Look at this base. I like this base. Non-standard base. For those of you who have watched my other videos, you'll know I'm very critical about bases. Considering that she is a rabbit girl and this looks like a log, I like it. It adds to the overall feel of the character. See, just something so simple as a non-standard base can add a lot to the character's overall presentation. Can easily add to the overall feel of said character. Now, something else interesting here, if you take a look over here on the plastic, you'll notice the little bit of discoloration here. That's because there's extra like plastic, like tacky, not, well, it's not sticky on this side, but like there's just extra plastic padding there to make sure that your bunny girl thighs do not get damaged at all, because that's really, really important. Now, if we pull this out here, we're gonna see we've got a nice big fluffy tail, lots of detail in that. Yes, I also immediately looked at her butt, but as a figure collector, I feel like that is something that you do. Now, I really like the overall action pose of this character. It just shows action, dude. Very big character if you're in this portion of One Piece. If you've gotten through this portion of One Piece, she is a pretty enjoyable character, and the action pose here does very, very much fit her. Now, I'm gonna start to be critical here on the overall paint job. The legs, at least in the light that I have currently, there is a very heavy pink feel to it. Not like this is a good thigh pink. The other problem too here is that the crease in between her thigh and her leg is very non-noticeable whatsoever. It just blends in together. There's no real differentiation here in the paint at all, and it kind of bugs me. Like, if you're looking at it from way back here, you really don't even see too much of the crease itself. I mean, you do if you get like right up in here, you'll be able to see it, but it's still very disappointing. A little disappointing, honestly. They also just make it like extra pink there. Now, I understand that, like, you know, she's milky white in a lot of like other areas, like her hands, her arms, stuff like that. The face is really cute. You do have like the borderline furry rabbit face here. The shirt is pretty well done. The paint job on the shirt and the shininess in the middle section here is pretty good, honestly. The hand, this hand, not that great. Little disappointed in that hand over there. This hand, pretty okay when it comes to paint job. The face is good. You do have like the blush here on the face, which I like. The neck is okay. The hair is good. The face I think right now is probably one of the better parts, right? In my opinion, I think the face is very well done. The hair is pretty good. The skin itself is what kind of bugs me a little bit, I think. It's very noticeable considering like the rest of the paint is pretty good. The clothes, the hair, the fact that, like, if you look at the difference between like the ears and just the regular skin, I know that the ears and the tail are textured, but they're not even like on the same color scale. And that kind of bugs me a little bit too. The shoes are good. Shoes are pretty okay. One thing to note here is I do like, they did a really good job on the clothing. The way that the clothing kind of bunches up around the midsection. The tail looks like my kitchen ceiling with the texture. So, I mean, I guess that's okay. Looks like most people's kitchen ceiling, probably. Pantsu, yes. Although just very, very white pantsuits. There is like some decent definition here when it comes to the calves a little bit. You don't really notice the crease in the hair because, well, you're not going to be looking at it from that direction. You don't see it from here. Let's get her up on here. Now, when it comes to the base, we do have a metal peg, which I like. Let's put her. Well, we didn't look at the paws, but we're gonna put the paws on because I feel like they're kind of necessary. So the paws, do these split in half? I feel like I'm gonna break these, and I don't like that. Did we actually get instructions with this at all? Okay, yeah. So these split in half. Got four keys here. And so this would just go over top of the figure's hands. They did a really good job hiding the seams on these, actually. Because, like, if you look, like, you hardly see the very subtle seams on these. Iffy, depending on how much pressure I need to pop these off. There we go. Then you just put it around the hand, and then bop. That just goes right on. Not bad. Not bad. It hides the bad hand. It hides the bad hand with the gloves. I think I like it with the gloves on, honestly. Like, I think it's cuter with the gloves on, personally. That's my opinion on it. For $125, this is okay if you like the character. Personally, like, I think that the paint job for parts of it is good. For the skin itself, a little disappointing. I would happily pay $100 for this. $125 to $150 if you really like the character. Anything over that, I don't necessarily think it's worth for a niche character. But I do think that in general, it is a pretty good one. It's got a good action pose. I do like the pose that it came with. It's definitely another one to add to my One Piece collection. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 10 on the furry scale. 2.5 actually, because of the gloves. 2.5 out of 10. Definitely worth, definitely cute if you like One Piece and you like this character.